common to why we will always be different. One is the perspective of things. For instance, the best way of saying it is saying it is all in the eyes of the beholder, and this is as close as you can come to any truth. The fact is that all I say as plausible or as real as it sounds, it's all just figments of my imagination, so to speak, because I cannot guarantee that it is like this, and this is hard to do. For instance, even in science, you can sometimes have experiments going right for 10 times, and then all of a sudden the neighbor next door shuts off a machine that you didn't even know he had on, and wham, your experiment don't work and you never find out why. So it's not always easy to say that you are 100% certain that this is a matter of fact, but it's as close as we can get with the knowledge we have right now, without having stuff that can measure all kind of shit like that. Your neighbor incidentally has some sort of machine that has some sort of field that do some sort of stuff to whatever experiment you are doing, or if electricity, or the matter of fact that water running through iron in our radiators make some sort of field or whatever. I don't know, I don't think, and I will bet you $1 million ways or $1 million that the way that we see things today, or the way that we study stuff today, we have no freaking way of finding out what stuff do before we put it on the market, and this is just the way things are. So we cannot currently say that stuff. Fuck, why did I end up here? Anyway, the thing is that making us different is a lot of stuff like why do we do stuff, and to what extent does it help us, and to what extent does it prohibits us from whatever, and to what extent does it anger some people, and to what extent does it put fear of God and so on in other people. These are some of the things that decide if we are different or not. But the most obvious one is, of course, the one with the how we have perceived life and what we have went through in this life. For instance, if no one had made up letters and words and sentences, then none of us would have been able to read or write, for that matter. And this is what makes us nowadays different from those that came before the word and the letters and so on, or the written word, to be expressed correctly. Well, I don't know exactly what to say else, but the difference is within the background, within the roots that we have been, or within the soil that we have been sown, seeded, I don't know. When we are born, we are put in some sort of soil, and a flower grows up, and we are that flower. And the roots are the points of the point inside us where, say, I fall for the first time, and I look up and I look at my parent, and maybe my parent give away a sign that that should hurt or blah blah blah, and that gives me an indication that there's something to be sad about, and then I am sad. Maybe my parents say, oops, let's get up again, and blah, blah, and nothing happens, and the kid just acts from that, and these are the points that makes us different. Every single little aspect of life that you have encountered, for instance, if you sat down at a table and someone who was sitting next to you who was already eating spilled something on you, then next time you sit down at a table, you will be careful if the person next to you is eating, because there's a possibility that that person then will spill something on you, and so on. These are all stuff that makes us different. The exact situations we have encountered in our lives, and no matter if we try and take 10 people and put them from birth to grown up in the exact same environment, we can never ever do that, because there is not only the outside environment to decide if we are turning out one way or another. There's also the inside, and the inside we cannot say exactly what is, because there's chances that you have been reincarnated thousands of times, or one time, or this is your first time, and there are possibilities that you have had a slideshow of your life shown before you were born. There are possibilities there was nothing before you were born. There are possibilities that before you encounter a situation, you have seen with your naked eye the encounter 1,000 times. So if you have seen an encounter 1,000 times before you encounter it yourself, there's a big chance that you will know all there is to know about this encounter, and therefore not make the mistakes that other people who never have done this encounter will make. So this is what sets us so much apart. Also the matter of fact that at some point you learn stuff best by seeing, at some point you learn stuff best by hearing, at some point you learn stuff best by doing, and sometimes doing stuff and hearing stuff at the same time is the best. Sometimes hearing and seeing stuff at the same time is the best, and sometimes all three things at the same time is the best. I know it seems like it can't be done, and it actually can't, because it's just what's going on is you are being able to take everything into so small steps or so small parts that you actually realize they are single parts one after another real fast. And once you can master this technique, you will be able to seem like you are doing many things at the same time, but you ain't. You're just doing a lot of stuff real fast right after each other with no break. And this is also the illusion that magicians use when they want to show you tricks and so on. I think actually that was it. I got a bit far out in some areas, but hey, that's me. Sometimes I stray a lot. Anyway, I think I'll stop for now and just put some text in the video and so on. Anyway, thanks for listening, and I hope you can use some of what I say, and I will soon start making conversation tapes and so on, but for now I still have a lot of stuff inside that I think I need to get out. Maybe I should just make some questions and then get help to get it out. Anyway, see you later. Bye bye and thanks.